Hello, hello, hello. JoeHart here. Person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. Just getting things set up here. Free Practice 3 is coming up for the Australian GP. It's on ESPN something. It's a lot of different channels, but let's see here. You know, those things are just never really handy when I need them. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so for Free Practice 3, I saw all three of those listed on the ESPN app. I tried to get the information from, but ESPN3, ESPNU, and ESPNews or ESP News, there's only one N, so I guess you don't say ESPN News, but that's what it's called, right? It should have two N's. But starting soon, let me get over there. Oop. Boy, I haven't been watching news this week at all, and I think Brian Enton has been taking Dan's place, and I'm not a huge fan of Dan. Dan's okay, but he's not great. Brian Enton is phenomenal. And Ashley grew on me, and then she stopped growing on me, and then she grew on me. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about Formula One. There's still tornado outbreaks. See, that's not a Formula One. Okay, so hello, hello. Uh-oh, sorry. I typed one YouTube instead of exclamation point YouTube. I apologize for that. There's so many extra lines, or at least for me, there's 8 lines. Still nothing to show for them yet, but it will be shortly. 9:18, there it is. So let's, I'll take those off for now. And I'll show my YouTube thing. So please subscribe to my primary channel, JoeHart PwD's 8641, and my backup channel, Francis Assistant. Usually my kitty is behind me. He just was, but he's not now. Yeah, okay. So Francis Assistant -NK1GC as in Nancy, Kevin, Juan, George, Charlie. So thank you very much. My stream started at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. The broadcast it shows ESPN News, but I think it's on all 3 of them, or it's been listed as all 3. I don't get why doesn't ESPN app know what ESPN is doing? ESPN seems to be, I don't know, just not, it's not cast in stone, and they change things. And anyway, I've got, like I said, currently from ESPN's ESPN app, the 3 channels that I saw for this is ESPN3, ESPNU as in university, and ESPN News, which there's, like I said, there's only one N, so I think you say ESP News. Now on my TV, it says it's coming up soon, and it brought me to ESPN News. I don't know if that's the current actual channel, but so yeah, this is Free Practice 3. Let me see if I can do my, I think there's a few, I did a short, about 30 seconds, 60 seconds long, about some of the questions coming up. And so I'm going to show it, and then we can discuss it if anybody has any. So let's present, share screen, share screen. So I'll go full screen for y'all. Okay, so full screen layout. So I'm off screen for you, but now I'm going to go play it. So I'm going to be off screen for you, for me. But oh, that's not it. Where am I? Over here. So it's going to kick in right away. Okay, so it should be 60 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to unplug that just in case. I think I'm back audio. Okay, here goes. 3, 2, 1. Hello, JoeHart here, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. Formula One will be racing in Melbourne, Australia for the Australian GP this weekend. 5 key questions, topics are 1, will Max annihilate every single driver because he's so upset about his last race? 2, will Fernando Alonso once again be on the podium as Aston Martin evens Lance Stroll appears to be a contender or more? 3, will Lando Norris and McLaren finally score points this weekend to join the 2023 driver standings? 4, will Ferrari and Charles Leclerc edge upward to their potential performance? 5, has Williams, including Logan Sargent, finally gotten out of the basement as they are in 8th place right now, or is that a fluke? This race weekend will include Formula 2, Formula 3, and even supercars. Please enjoy it on various ESPN channels. Thank you. Hello, JoeHart here, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. Formula One will be racing in Melbourne, Australia for the Australian GP this weekend. 5 key questions, topics are 1, will Max annihilate every single driver because he's so upset about his last race? 2, will Fernando Alonso once again be on the podium as Aston Martin evens Lance Stroll appears to be a contender or more? 3, will Lando Norris and McLaren finally score points this weekend to join the 2023 driver standings? 4, will Ferrari and Charles Leclerc edge upward to their potential performance? 5, has Williams, including Logan Sargent, finally gotten out of the basement as they are in 8th place right now, or is that a fluke? This race weekend will include Formula 2, Formula 3, and even supercars. Please enjoy it on various ESPN channels. Thank you. Hello, JoeHart here, person with... So yeah, those were the 5 topics that I saw that might be pretty critical. Sorry, my video, my volume's not working. So, yeah, does anybody have any questions about those 4, 5 key questions or topics or anything? I thought they were, they're just the ones I came up with, which I think it'd be great to hear what other people thought. But, number 1, do we think Max Verstappen is going to annihilate everybody this weekend because he's so upset about how he did poorly 2 weeks ago in the second race of the year? This is the 3rd race of the year. Number 2 is Fernando Alonso here to stay? Is he going to be on the podium? And I put on the podium permanently. So is he here? Is it just a flash in the pan for a couple? Not flash in the pan, but is it just temporary? Ooh, there we go. Formula One, Logan Sargent, Oscar Piastri, Nico Hulkenberg. Nick DeVries, Alexander Albon, Zhou Guanyu, Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly. I'm glad they're putting the names up. Kevin Magnussen, Valtteri Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz or something, George Russell, Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen. Poof. Yeah, I'm glad they're putting the names up there. There's, 4 rookies or however many there are, 4 or 5. FreePractice3 at Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia. It's 15 hours ahead, but they have a time change on Sunday. So then it's only going to be, okay, so it's 3.28 miles, 70 point. Why do they do that? Top speed, 202.6 miles per hour, 14 turns, 2.44 meters. The entire, it encircles a lake, and there's, carnivals, and there's all sorts of stuff at this stuff. So the tire compounds are C4, C3, C2, soft, medium, hard. There's a, excuse me. 57 degrees, 71 degrees for the track temperature, 63% high. Humidity and something else, which I missed. Sorry. They're quick on these things. They want people to, one of my questions is about McLaren, and I guess the one gentleman, I wouldn't remember my brother's name if I didn't write it down. I just don't remember names. He's my favorite. He's Middle Eastern, I do believe, and he's very knowledgeable. So there's a lot of hats on. It looks really windy. Formula 2 or 3, a 4th DRS zone trialed in 2022 has been introduced at Albert Park. So they're going to have 4 DRS zones in a lap. That's a lot for a 3 point, whatever I said, miles, 3.2 miles. Jenson Button is in the, commentator's box, and he was just at COTA. He was driving for NASCAR Cup Series at COTA. He had some words. He was saying there weren't very good drivers and not very polite drivers, and it's not the way Formula One does it, and it's not Formula One, so of course it's not the way Formula One does it. Ted is right outside Alonso's garage. And Kevin Magnussen? Why would they be? Oh, okay, there it is. There's Lance. I was wondering where Lance's was. So 9:29. Uh-oh, sorry. Let me get whoo-wee. Let's see here. Let's get the live, whatever it's called, live timing. And I'm going to exit full screen layout. So I'll probably, Fred Cohen. Hey, Fred. Hey, Joe. Good evening. Yeah, Free Practice 3 is about to start. It starts in 1 minute. I mean, minus delays. So it's 9:29 on my laptop. So it starts at 9:30 p.m. But yeah, it's free. It goes for an hour. This is, I don't, you like Formula One, but it's free practice 1, 2, and 3, and then qualifying, and then the race. So I like them all. I know there's talk by, the top dog, Stefan. Anyway, there's FIA and Formula One and Liberty Media, but he's the top of one of those. I think he's the top of Formula One.
And he was saying, oh, usually when they say, hey, drivers, what do you think about us eliminating? Okay, they're going out right now. What do you think about us eliminating or not having as many free practices? That usually means they're going to do it, and they're just trying to get the okay. The TV says 59 minutes, 31 seconds, and my laptop here still says an hour. So let me reboot it, refresh it. For some reason, it's not working. And that's probably what's on your screen. Sorry about that. Yep, that happened earlier. So anyway, it's 48:45. 28-second difference. My TV is 28 seconds delayed. So Stroll and Alonso are the first two out, it appears. They're on medium tires. And then Sainz and Leclerc are on soft tires. And then Hülkenberg and Magnussen are on medium with Verstappen on medium. So it shows 7 of them, like what they're wearing, what kind of tires they got. But 3 of them have segment 2, 4 of them have segment 2, and 5 of them have segment 1. So hopefully we'll get an initial time here. Daniel Ricciardo is the 3rd driver for Red Bull Racing. Christian Horner was saying how skinny he looks. Horner loves to rip everybody else. So how you doing, Fred? Are you doing okay? Thanks for stopping by. This is pretty late. The qualifying is from 1 to 2 in the morning. And then tomorrow the race is from 1 to 3 in the morning. So it's this is Melbourne, Australia is 15 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time, and then they have a time change. So at Sunday at 2 in the morning. So for Sunday, it's 14 hours ahead. Anyway, it's a grueling schedule for sure. Let me go off. I'm going to probably wait until there's a time, so I might miss comments and stuff, but I will definitely read the comments and highlight them and talk about them and all that stuff. So it shows 5. It shows 5 people on the track and 15 in the pits. That's not what the computer here shows. 7 on the track and 2 just assigning their tires. That's a huge delay. I don't know why the TV isn't. Stroll got okay. Verstappen has segment 1, 2, and 3. Magnussen was the fastest for segment 1 and 2, and Verstappen was the fastest for segment 3. So 9 and 9. They now are both 9. The TV and my Sergio Perez is just standing there. He is not in his car yet. OMG. Oh, I didn't see who came first. Hülkenberg has 122.529 and Sainz has 133.338. Okay, I'm going to look on the TV until I see who comes first. I like to announce the first time. Looks like Magnussen might be the one. Oop, he goes off the track a little bit. Hülkenberg and Sainz. So let's see here. So this is on ESPN News. Magnussen, they're not showing the time. Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Leck. Golly, I hate when I miss what I want to see. Hoping to see no rain to see cars in qualifying trim. Amen. We don't want any rain. Now, there's 2, blah, 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 11. There's 13 people in the pits with 55 minutes to go. So I don't know why everybody's not in their car on the track. Any guesses, Christian, while they're still in the garage? Maybe they don't. I don't know the why, but one possible idea, and I don't know the forecast, but one possibility is that they won't be able to. But Melbourne is known to show 4 seasons in a race. They were probably saving tires. Oh, you think so? Oh, man. I was thinking that they wouldn't get the right data because either this is rain and quali won't be rain, or quali will be rain and this won't be rain. They can't get good results because it's not going to be the same scenario or the race. But yeah, you're probably right. They are allocated so many tires a race. Amen. That's a great thing. What do we have? We have 9. So 11 people are still in the garage. I'm sorry, it's not the garage, it's the paddocks. So 11 people. Allo, Sargent, Norris, Gasly, Perez, DeVries, Sonoda, Albon, Ocon, Russell, and Piastri are all in the garage. Let me go to the times. Hey, Sands, yay, finally someone else besides Verstappen's on top. So, okay, free practice 3, there's 53 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Sands is on top, 1:19.061 on soft. Leclerc is second, behind by 0.425 seconds on soft. The next 5 cars are on medium. Verstappen, Magnussen, Bottas, Hulkenberg, and Zhou. And then Stroll's on soft. And then Alonso's on medium. And then 2 on soft, Hamilton and Russell. So there's 5 on soft and 6 on medium. Pretty even, 5 and 6. Can't get more even than that. So Christian, are you watching this? Are you on ESPN News or on ESPN's app, they listed all 3 channels. They listed this event being on ESPN3, ESPNU for university, and ESPN News, which there's only one N, so I guess it's ESP News. But it listed all 3 next to the other 2. Oh, you are watching it. Good. And I'm on YouTube Live, so I mean I am on that too, but I'm on my TV service is YouTube TV. So it's generally always delayed. So you'll get the yellow before I get the yellow and all that kind of stuff. You'll get the red before I get the red, although there's a delay with comments. So it might happen at about the same time. Oh, Haas just went over the gravel. I hate gravel. Gravel is so harsh on things. I don't know which Haas. Verstappen is on top here for the TV. So let's see. Verstappen 1:18.741 on mediums. And then 2 softs, 4 mediums, 4 softs. So Verstappen on top, then Sainz, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Magnussen, Zhou, Stroll. And that just changed. Zhou, Hamilton, Stroll. And there's only 9 with times. So 11 without times, but 2 have shown their tires. Alonso and Russell are somewhere on the track, but no times yet. So, yeah, TV says the same thing. 11 out on the track and 9 still in the garage. The people still in the garage is Sargent, Norris, Gasly, Perez, DeVries, Sonoda, Albon, Ocon, and Piastri. Now, Piastri, there's 2 McLarens, there's 2 Williams, there's 2 AlphaTauris, there's 2 Alpines. Okay. I was thinking it would. Stroll just went up to 3rd. Woohoo. Zhou, Guan Yu just went up to 7th. We like that. I like parity. I like people to be close. Close. And, Verstappen's on top and Sainz is plus, he's behind by 0.191 second. And that's a soft tire versus Verstappen's medium tire. Oh, my goodness. So Verstappen's doing great since it's he's on a medium tire, generally not the, generally, there's always exceptions, but those Red Bulls are fast, even on mediums. Ha, amen. but yeah, sometimes I always assume everybody knows certain things, and then I'm like, well, why not just Moto timing live? MotoGP was going on earlier. I might want to take that out. Oh, come on. Sorry, I'm off. Lance Stroll's in his way. Russell just called him a bastard. Oh, my goodness. Those English folk. So, still 11 on the track, 9 not on the track. But Verstappen and Hülkenberg did something, placed 2nd and 7th, but they're back in the garage. And then the bottom 7 aren't, they still have no time. So yeah, anyway, just in case people don't realize, there's every race, they have 3 different kinds of tires. And the actual tires can be picked as a different tire for each race, but they're always just classified as soft, medium, and hard. So on this race, I think it's C5, C4, C3 as soft, medium. Anyway, that's forget that. So the soft tire generally is faster than the medium tire, is generally faster than the hard tire, but they degrade quicker. So you go faster, but then you have to change them sooner. So sorry, my ear itches. I think someone just went to the top. Leclerc, 118.731. So Leclerc up top on soft tires, and then Verstappen, Stroll, Alonso. Stroll is ahead of Alonso. Woohoo! Mike Crack, team principal for Aston Martin. I saw his team principal interview earlier, and I really like him. I don't think I've ever seen him talk much. And I like him. I like him. He's human. I don't think he's like Toto Wolff or Christian Horner, who thinks they're those two are very good in their own rights too, but they probably think they walk on water. And Mike Crack, or whatever I said his first name was, Mr. Crack, I think it's Mike. It was a good interview. And he got a ton of questions, mostly, about Alonso and stuff. But 46, let's go back off screen here. Okay, free practice 3, 45 minutes and 28 seconds to go. Leclerc's number 1. 13 drivers have times. 2 others have tires. And then the bottom 5 have nothing yet. Piastri just joined. Sargent just joined. So currently it's Perez, Tsunoda, and Albon with no tires assigned. Perez, Tsunoda, and Albon. Piastri and Sargent just got their tires assigned and soft, so that probably means they just pulled off onto the track. My TV is, I think, 20. What do we got here? 45. 28 seconds. My TV is 28 seconds delayed. So, nothing is live. Nothing in the world is live, of course. But I think the live timing on the leaderboard for Formula1.com, I bet that's pretty close to live. Albon just assigned. I only can see 18. I can't see Albon and Perez. Albon's been assigned something of a tire. So 13 with times, 18 with something on the track, 19 with something on the track, and Perez still no tire. So with 43.54 seconds to go, Sainz is number one, 118.127. Alonso, 0.202. Leclerc, 0.564. Verstappen, 0.614. Stroll, 0.661. Hamilton, 1.1 second. Russell, Ocon, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Zhou, Norris, Bottas, De Vries, Gasly. That's the top 15. Piastri, Sargent, Tsunoda, and Albon looks like they're about to show a time. Perez, I can't see if he has the tire or not, but his name is still grayed out. Might be a bit before they show a time. Or, I mean, I don't know when it'll be. So, looks like Piastri's going to get a time. And Sargent, but nothing yet. Supposed to be. I think when they get segment 1, they get a time for segment 1. I mean, not a time. They've completed segment 1. They've completed segment 2. They completed segment 3. And then when they start over on segment 1, that's usually when the time shows. But it still hasn't. They're already on the segment 2. So I guess they passed on a time thus far. De Vries, Ocon, and Gasly's time are at the bottom of the... Okay, someone's time just went up. Piastri, Sargent. Nope, I'm sorry. It's still 15. So 15 times. De Vries is 15th. Okay, Piastri he's 15th. So there's 16 times. Now there's 17 times, but Sargent got a time and he's last. He's 17th. Well, he's plus 15 seconds. So obviously that's not a full lap yet. Tsunoda and Albon should be okay. One just went there. I don't see where they went. And then Albon. Okay, so there are 19 times. And Perez, I can't see any times, but his name is grayed out. So that usually means no tires yet. I mean, no times, of course, but I can't see the tires, whether what tires he's put on. So, free practice 3, 41 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Sainz is top, 118.127. And then Alonso, Leclerc, Verstappen, Stroll, Hamilton, Norris, Ocon, Gasly, Russell, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Zhou, Bottas, Piastri, Albon, Tsunoda, De Vries, Sargent. And for tires, the top 3 are soft, and then Verstappen's on medium still. Stroll and Hamilton are soft. Norris is medium, and he's 7th. That's not bad. He's not usually that high, plus he's on a slower tire. And then 3 softs, 3 mediums. I think I said hard. I didn't mean to say hard. No one's on hard. It's only soft and medium. So there's 3 mediums, and then from 14 through 19, 14 through 18 is soft, and I can't see 19, and I can't see 20. So let's see here. I'll go back. I've been off. Okay. Let's see what Verstappen can do on the reds. Did he change to reds? Oh, on my screen, it still shows mediums, but yeah, I'm sure he will go to reds. And Sergio Perez, I think he's sitting in the car, but it doesn't show him. Looks like they're about ready to release him. So he's probably, there's his helmet. Haas just released someone. So 3, 4. On the TV, 8 of them are in the pits. Come on. What do you think he'll do, Christian? Think he's going to blow him away? Russell Radio. I can't read that. I tried to set that timing. My TV monitor doesn't show everything on the screen, and I think that's that 16:9 ratio, and I tried to correct it, and I've done that in the past. You could hit one and it changes hugely, and then you hit another one and it changes, and it didn't do that this time. So I can't see everything on the screen, which just bugs me as a disabled person. I like full accessibility. I need things written. So I like what's on the top, bottom, left, right. And yeah, I guess I'm going to try to do that again after this FP3. So Perez does show stuff for segment 1 and 2. So obviously he's picked a tire. I can see soft for him. I can't see what DeVries 19 has. So, okay. Free practice 3, 38 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Sainz is still on top, 118-127. And then Alonso, Leclerc, Ocon, Verstappen, Albon, Stroll, Hamilton, Norris, Gasly. Someone just moved. Gasly went up to third. And from third, Gasly, Leclerc, Ocon, Verstappen, Albon, Stroll, Hamilton, Norris, Piastri, Russell, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Zhou, Bottas, Sargent, De Vries, Sonoda, Perez is still, so there's 19 times. Sorry. So Alonso is second, behind by 0.202. Gasly is third, behind 0.425. Leclerc fourth, 0.564. Ocon 0.582. That sounds pretty reasonable for Ocon. Verstappen 0.614. That's still the mediums. So yeah, you're right. We got to see him on a soft. See what he does. Is that your driver? I forget, Christian. Is Max your dude? Are you hoping he'll annihilate people? Which was my topic. I did a couple things. I did a short and a live tweet and live streaming on Twitter and stuff. And that's why I was talking to people about hey, 5 questions about Formula One, which I talked about also at the beginning of this stream. But question number 1 was, will Max, he looks like he's going pretty slow. Red Bull let someone pass him, and then Checo is my guy. I like Checo. I like Checo a lot. I hope he continues to show up, and I hope he shows why Red Bull has to stop treating their team like a 1+ or a 1 off or whatever, that they're a 1-car team. They have to get away. Perez, man, why did you put me in this gap? Wow, I guess he finally hit the track, and I guess he was in a gap, meaning he looked really close next to a couple of cars. That's a bummer. Those engineers are paid a lot of money. They should figure out where to release the car. It's not just engineers, but all the team members probably make enough money to know how to release a car correctly. Okay, we have 2 on TV, which is delayed. There's 5 people in the pits. So 15 people are on the track. Woohoo! Yeah, man. Uh-oh, commercial. Poof. Okay. So let's see here. Let me go off screen again. I wish I could figure out how to scroll up on the Perez shows 20th on time, but it was probably that gap that he was released to that he was talking about. I guess I don't totally understand, but it was his message. So Sainz is still 1.1 18127. It looks like there's not many changes. It looks like they're, just getting more information, but not going for the fastest lap. So the top 5 are softs, and then Verstappen is 6 with a medium, and the next 4 are softs. And then Norris is 11th with medium, and then 3 softs. And then Magnussen and Hülkenberg is 15th and 16th on mediums, respectively. And then Sonoda and Zhou, and can't read the last 2, Bottas and Perez. Perez is plus 17 seconds. So hopefully, I think we discovered yesterday with the Free Press 1 and 2 that their first laps are really much slower than the rest. And that's not always true, but, I guess I'm talking generally, like, it can be NASCAR and, different things. So, Alonso, Gasly, Leclerc. Yeah, it doesn't look like. So I'm going to just do the gaps. Perez just went to 19th. He went from 18th to 19th. I mean, from 20th to 19th. Hopefully he doesn't increase by 1 position every lap. Okay, so I'm going to do the gaps. Sands is number 1 at 118.127. And now these are just the gaps from 2nd through 20th. 0.202, 0.425, 0.564, 0.582, 0.614, 0.654, 0.661, 0.688, 0.820, 1.019, 1.304, 1.450, 1.475, 1.897, 1.921, 1.947, 2.023, 2.125, and 2.153 is Bottas as the 20th. So, so the top 3 are within a half a second. The top 10 are within a second. The top 15 are within 1.5 seconds. The top 17 are within 2 seconds. And then the whole field is within 2.154 seconds. So that's fairly close with soft and medium tires. But that will change as soon as someone, goes faster. But enjoy the Zen. We'll be right back. Okay, thank you. Woohoo! So 31 minutes, 46 seconds. Oh, that's on TV. So I'm sure my live timing is different. 31 minutes and 10 seconds to go. They all have times. 5 people on mediums. I can't see the bottom 2. 5 or more on mediums. And 13 or more on softs. Sands. Yellow flag. Don't know what it is. Yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag. Hopefully it's not GPSs like yesterday. Yellow flag. Does that show a red flag or a no flag? Let me go back. Yellow flag, sector 3. Yeah, it's back to no flag. So it's quick. They're not showing it on TV yet. Oh, Haas. Haas went off the track. I can't tell which one. Oh, well, they're not showing it. But it's no longer yellow flag. Kevin Magnussen, replay. He went off on the left side, and then right through the grass, straight ahead on the right side. He didn't even turn. Wow. Now he's still moving on the grass, and it looks like he's going to get off. They didn't show him get off the grass, but that grass I think is really wet. So he hit the brakes and is looks like mag. Yeah. Whew. Amen. I think that's the name I was just saying. Sorry, my memory is marginal at best. Sergio, 120.252 is his personal best on soft tires. And he's in the garage. The tires are still covered. Lewis Hamilton, 118.815 personal best on soft tires. But there's a lot of leaves. There's a lot of stuff on the track. But it's right in downtown, and it's right in the middle of a park and everything. Malika Sarabi, Logan Sargent's mother. She doesn't sound American. She looks American. Chaco may have some issues. Saw them take the engine cover off. Oh, no. Logan Sargent. Let's see his mother again. I want to see that. Red flag. Oh, my goodness. With 26:55. Sorry, I missed the red flag. 26:20 red flag. It happened, 30 seconds before that. I don't know what the red flag is. They're not discussing it on TV yet. Or not that I'm talking and listening at the same time, and I don't multitask very well. Ooh, Leclerc's radio. Guys, there's debris just before turn 9. It's actually very dangerous where it is. That was a huge chunk. Debris and track. Yeah, Christian. Wow, did you see that flip over? Thank you, Christian. I'm sure you see it way sooner than me, but YouTube Live and StreamYard has delays. So by the time it gets to me, anyway, feel free. I love it when you give me updates for sure, because your TV sees it before the debris in track. Yeah, debris on track. Yes, I have a black belt in typo. I can usually read typos. You're welcome to correct them if you want, but I can usually read them. I hope I didn't say in track. I usually correct them as I read them. But so red, yeah, saw it a lap ago. Oh man. And I guess that's why Charles Leclerc mentioned it. So do you have an opinion of how to say that driver's name? But they seem not to be worried about it. Man, when Charles mentioned something, I think they jump. So they're all in pits. They're all P on the TV. Red flag, going to a commercial. But yeah, I have topics about everything. And Sorry, I'm probably yelling because I have this earbud in me. There's also the tornadoes. Someone's been streaming about it for 7 hours, and I watched the whole thing until this started. So it's pretty bad news for the Mississippi and Arkansas and Alabama and, the Midwest. Looks pretty, Iowa, it looks pretty bad. But anyway, I have opinions about everything. And I get really irked with, all these, UKers, all these English speaking Great Britaners that supposedly know how to talk and pronounce things. I get beside myself when they say Charles Leclerc. So do you have an opinion on how to say his name? I'm pretty adamant about being Charles Leclerc, but I mostly get upset. About Charles. I'm like, would you please stand up for yourself? And would you say, my name is this is how you pronounce it. Please say it correctly. And then it will be all, but I don't believe I've ever heard him say how his name is pronounced. But I think it's Charles Leclerc. Anyway, as you know, I get hung up on details, and that's what my disability does. So Charles Leclerc. Anyway, since it's a red, maybe I'll go do the summary here. So I'll go off the screen here. Free practice 3, 22 minutes and 36 seconds left. I thought Formula One finally figured out that they're supposed to stop the timer because they usually give those minutes back anyway. But it is still currently going during the red flag. Now, on my screen, it does not show the red flag. So maybe they are live. I don't know. I can't tell. It no longer shows no opinions. Well, I don't get it. He's so soft-spoken. He could tell me. He could tell me I'm wrong. But the key thing is it's very inconsistent. About half the crew everywhere says it one way, and half the crew everywhere says it another way. So I don't know if you just saw a CarMax, if you saw a CarMax commercial with a bunch of, I agree with your pronunciation, Charles Leclerc. I don't think he is French, but I think he's part French. I think he's half French. And that's how you say Charles in French. You say Charles. And that's how you say Leclerc in French. You say Leclerc. That's how you say it. But I mean, he lives in Monaco, but I don't think Monaco's kind of like California. No one is originally from that place. That's where they live. But I don't know I don't know where he's from. But I think he's partially, that was quick. So I guess this red is gone. How come it just, Red Bull, Sergio just went off the track. The end of 10-2. Did you see that, Christian? I'm bummed. That's no fun. Inspector Kravitz. Nick DeVries. Are they saying the S is silent? Oh no, I'm going to mess up his name. Sorry, I'm going to turn him up a bit. AlphaTauri, man, that looks horrible. It's all ripped to shreds. FIA is giving them a talking to. So with my disabilities, I really can stare at a red flag until it becomes a non-red flag. But that's not conducive to me reading comments and noticing people coming and going. So I wish they would give us a heads up. I wish they would say the red is about to be withdrawn in about 3 minutes. And then I would look for it. But anyway, people get really close to that. Gravel. I hate gravel. It hurts the car so much. Russell, tires not really biting, both axles. George Russell. Please subscribe to my, thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's, I wasn't aware of this Nightbot. Please subscribe to my Twitter account, JoeHart Inc. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And that's NASC, first 4 letters of NASCAR, N-A-S-C, and then Hart, my last name, H-A-R-T, and then Inc. for Incorporated. JoeHart Inc. Is that Mick Schumacher? Is that Mick Schumacher right next to Toto? Is he a Mercedes relief? What's it called? Not relief. What are they called? Uh-oh, someone's smoking. There's a ton of smoke, but the camera doesn't go to show us who's smoking. Alonso, 0.3 seconds faster than Hamilton. I don't know why they're putting them together. Hamilton is 10th. Alonso is 2nd. Sens. Okay. Hey, what do we got? 17 minutes, 23 seconds. Sens number 1. Then Hamilton number 2. Hamilton, Alonso, Gasly, Russell, Leclerc, Ocon, Verstappen. Verstappen 8th, still on the medium. 11 tires on the medium, and he's done 17 tires total. So that means he changed from a medium to a medium. I don't get it. So 8th, Verstappen, Albon, Stroll, Bottas, Sargent, Norris, Piastri, Tsunoda, De Vries, Zhou, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, and Perez is still 20th, but close. He's plus 2.125 seconds, and 19th is plus 1.921. He's within 0.2 of a second. And, 0.3. I mean, he could advance, but he's just not. He did go off the track. I wish they would follow up and tell us what happened. You probably know, Christian, what happened to him. Do you have radios on? Yeah. He's a reserve driver. Oh, okay, that's what he's called. So Mick, so that is Mick. You're saying, yes, that was Mick. They didn't put, Perez. I just don't feel it's all okay with the car. I cannot brake into turn 1. Very loose rear. Then a lot of front lock into turn 3. Very inconsistent. Balance corner to corner. That's a lot of information. I just don't feel it's all okay with the car. Question mark. I cannot brake into turn 1. That's a lot of information. So Mick Schumacher, reserve. Yeah, not relief, reserve. That was the word. Thank you, Christian. And I don't, I always get back to Dale Earnhardt Jr. for NASCAR. No person in the history of the world is ever like their father. Now, it can work in the other direction. Michael Schumacher is not like his father. I don't know who his father is, but he's not like his father. He's probably a lot better than his father. So Mick Schumacher doesn't have to be like his father. No one is like their father. So I think, I don't know. Ooh, Albon, sector 2, the fastest. Let me look at that in the chart here. Albon. Wait, that says Alonso. It's supposed to be Albon. On TV, Albon S2 was his fastest, but I guess Alonso already replaced it. But that's pretty good. Albon had the fastest segment 2 for a couple of seconds. Anyway, top 9 are soft tires. Verstappen's 10th. Verstappen just went to 11th, so he's medium tire. And 16th, Norris is medium. So the top 18 drivers all have soft except for those 2. So Sands is 118, 127. And then Hamilton, Russell, Alonso, Joe, 5th. Cool. Ocon, 6th. All right. Gasly, 7th. Albon, 8th. Those are all newcomers. I mean, those are all, they're not usually in the top 10. Joe, okay, so 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Joe, Ocon, Gasly, Albon. I love underdogs. 9th, Leclerc. 10th, Piastri. 11th, Verstappen, Stroll, Bottas, Sargent, 14th. That sounds pretty reasonable. Perez has gone up a little bit. He's 15th. Norris, Sonoda, De Vries, Magnussen, and Hulkenberg. So Haas is in the bottom. Bottom 2 is Haas. Oh, my goodness. Verstappen just switched to soft, and it says 0 laps. So he's going to, I guess we're going to see the fastest lap coming up. What do you think? Oh, man. Zhou Guanyu right into the wall. That was a harsh wall. Oh, back into the grass. Oh, no. He's reversing, and he's not stuck. Yeah, it looked like he hit really hard. Why is he on the grass? Doesn't he know that maybe he's trying to cool down his tires. Huh. So Checo having some brake bias issues. That is not good. I think I asked you this last time, but Christian, do you have a radio? Are you listening to them talk? I would like to try to locate radios. I mean, I'm broken. I have Formula One. I have F1 TV Pro, and I think that has radios, but I don't know how to do it. Plus, only I can listen to it. I can't have other people listen to it. But although I think you have to pick a driver. I would like to hear all 20 drivers. And they don't talk very often. If you had all 20 radios open at the same time, you won't. Looks like no damage into the wall for Joe. Man, look at that spin. Spin. Oh, they don't see him hit. They don't show him hit the wall. These cars are like, yellow. I guess that's been there for a while. I didn't see it. I'm sure that's because of Zhou Guanyu. And Zhou is still 5th. So, okay, let me go off screen here. Let me see if those 4 underdogs are still there. Zhou 5th, Ocon 6th, Gasly 7th, and Albon 8th. I like those 4. I want them to kick butt in this race. Yellow flag, sector 1. I think that's still Zhou unless it's something new. De Vries. It's drizzling a little bit, I think. Sounds like it might be raining. What's he mean he thinks? Is it raining or is it not raining? You're not listening to radios. I don't pay for the subscription. And I don't know if they have radios. I've had F1 TV Pro or Basic or one of them for 2 or 3 or 4 years, but I don't use it. I wish I would not keep renewing it because it's automatically renewed and I forget to cancel. So I don't know if it has radios, but I think it has radios. But and I usually only get it when it's 25-30% off, and then it's it might be worth it. But when it's full price, I think it's $79 a month, $79 a year, and I'm like, it's not worth $79. The camera has raindrops on it. The camera has raindrops on it. Camera still has newer raindrops on it. Logan Sargent trying to do something behind someone. He's passing him. Oh, my goodness. And he waved to him. He's so nice. What a gentleman. Ocon, number 1. Ocon, number 1. Gasly, number 2. Isn't this fun? Funny, that can be Aloe is number one. That was quick. Verstappen. Sorry, Verstappen. So with 9 minutes, 49 seconds, Verstappen just went to the top. He was fastest on segment 2 and 3, and Alonso was on 1, but that's disappeared already. So it's still a yellow flag in sector 1. Is that Joe, or is there something else? Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to read the TV, which is delayed. So sorry about that. So with 8:57 to go, Verstappen's number 1, and then Aloe, Ocon number 3, Gasly number 4, Sainz number 5, Hamilton 6. That's not bad for him. Stroll, come on, Stroll, keep advancing. Russell 8th, Joe 9. Come on, Joe. Albon 10th. Boy, he's dropped quickly, but that's still great. Russell just went back up to 3rd. Albon is 10th, and then Leclerc is 11th. What? Come on, Leclerc. Piastri 12th, Bottas 13th, Sargent 14th, Perez 15th. What's Perez? He's has break. Yeah, my buddy says you can listen one driver at a time. Okay. So one driver at a time. Yeah, I'm not gonna, that doesn't work for me. Obviously, I mean, I don't want to be the typical fan, but obviously you want the radios of when they wreck and when they have problems, and that's when they talk on the radio. So it depends. You want to switch, which I'm sure you can switch, but with my disabilities, y'all wouldn't see me for hours. I would disappear into that. So, but anyway, I might check it out. Who knows? Yeah, maybe I'll check it out, see if I can do something with it. Okay, it's not on the TV screen, so I'll go back offline. The yellow is no longer here, so Verstappen's still number 1, 117.565. The track record, the circuit record is 120 point either 26 or 62. And so obviously that's going to get blown away. But I guess you can't beat it with a practice. I know a race can beat it, but I don't know if a qualifying can beat it. But clearly practice can, because they haven't mentioned it yet. I mean, all 20 drivers are faster than the record. All 20 of them. How'd they get that as a record if all 20 of them are beaten? That's weird. By a lot. 118.3. Yeah, Tsunoda's 20th, almost beat it by more than a second. Maybe less than a second, but close. So 117. Amen, that's quick. And then Checo not liking his brakes right now. Oh, man, Checo. Like I said, I saw Christian, and I don't think Christian Horner, or however you pronounce his last name, I don't know if he's a spiteful person. I think you don't want to piss him off, but I don't think he's a spiteful person. But during his during the team principals interviews, they asked him, sorry, I'm not listening to anything because I need to focus on this. So if something happens, I'm kind of looking at anyway. So they said, hey, so Checo after last week's race said, he said, well, Red Bull only runs 2 drivers because they have to. They always have, and I'm paraphrasing, but something like, they've only been running it like it's a single car, like everything is about Max. And Christian got this weird look on his face, and he immediately answered it, and he said, well, that's the first that I've heard of that quote from Checo. So, I cannot believe this session. Yeah, man, Checo, that's a big comment. So anyway, I don't think I don't think Horner, yellow flag. I'm going to look at the TV so I can see what the yellow was. Look at those clouds. Those clouds are mean looking. So anyway, I don't think Horner's a spiteful person. Plus, he wants his team to do well, but who knows? He might have given them the wrong breaks for this session. You know, it won't affect quali much, and it won't affect the race much, but he might get his point across to Checo. Anyway, I know you don't piss off Horner, although Max can piss him. Boltas Radio. They didn't. I need them to type what they say because I can't understand what they say. Yellow flag, sector 1. Green flag, track clear. They don't even tell us what it is. That was quick. Haven't seen the best of Ferrari yet. They're 7th and 13th. Oh, my goodness. Mercedes is 4th and 8th. They're probably – and Ocon is still 3rd. Alpine is 3rd. Go Ocon. Go Ocon, go. Gasly's still 5th. Stroh's 9th. Ooh, that's a lot of gravel. Golly. So 3:25. Oh, wait, that's delayed. So off screen, it's 2 minutes 47 seconds to go. Verstappen's on top, 117.565. And then Alonso, Ocon, Russell, Gasly, Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, Stroh, Zhou, Hulkenberg, Albon, Leclerc, Piastri, Bottas, Tsunoda, Sargent, Magnussen, De Vries, and Norris. And I've been streaming a lot recently, so I'm probably gonna and I have to somehow be for qualifying, I have to be pumped up from 1 to 2 in the morning. Anyway, I'm gonna probably end this pretty soon at the end of the session. Sorry about that. I don't like to do that. I probably still will keep talking, but anyway, the stand is moving. People are putting on rain ponchos and umbrellas. Umbrellas are illegal usually. This guy's got an umbrella. Red Bull, gravel. Sergio Perez. Once again, is this a replay? 2 minutes to go. That's on TV, so 1:40 to go. So you don't think Christian Horner messed with his brakes, do you? Not messed with them, but made sure they weren't super compatible. Okay, here's a replay. So Sergio Perez taking a right, and he goes straight into the gravel, into the grass, and off the grass. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about all those Nightbots. Golly. Oh, my goodness. What do we got? 41 seconds to go. So, as always, when it hits 0-0, that's the checkered flag, but they get to finish the lap that they are on. So, ideally, a lot of drivers and teams try to time it so that they just pass the start-finish line right before the checkered flag comes out. And then they get an entire lap. But the TV shows checkered flags they're already 2, 4. There's already 7 people with P's in, which means, pits. And it looked like those clouds look horrible. Those clouds look horrible. It is now 0-0. I don't know when it went to 0-0. But on the TV, which is the delay, it shows 20 seconds left. And that's where it shows the checkered flags. I like that. I like those checkered flags because then you know who just passed the start, just past the start finish and who didn't quite make it. There's 2 P's. There's 3 P's. Verstappen, Perez are both P's. Some of the P's are being taken away. But that's incorrect. I mean, it's the TV shows all of them soft tires except Norris the 20th with the medium tire. It's a yellow. Sergio Perez is just hanging out. I don't know if that's the start testing or whatever it's called. So everybody's running to Checo's car. No, I don't think so. Oh, the Christian. Yeah, I don't think Christian would do that, but he was definitely unsettled. He definitely say, "Boy, that is the first time I heard that quote." And I'm butchering the quote. I mean, the best thing is to watch the video. But it was anyway, I butchered it, but basically Checo said Red Bull has always been a single car team. They only have two cars because they have to. And that's a pretty bold. Sometimes I feel media portrays is different. I mean, yeah. I mean, what they do and what, yeah. I and I'm kind of media, so I might be turning the. We only get a 2-minute snippet, but it was a. I think body language and I mean, Christian was upset. Clearly, he was upset, but he's the team principal. He wants to know everything. He wants to never be surprised. That's what team principals ought to do, probably. But anyway, yeah, okay. So I don't see. Oh, there's some checkered flags. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 checkered flags. So that means there's still 11. Well, there's 2, 5. Most of them either have a checkered flag or a P. They all have a checkered flag or a P. I like when the P's are all converted to checkered flags, but it looks like everybody's done. And they're doing those test starts and stuff. Checo will be in better form during qualifying. Yeah, for sure. I mean, let's hope they get the braking biasness right and he's ready to go. And that would be really bad. Yeah, that would be a bummer if he after he wins a race, and he should have had the fastest lap, but Max had to be anyway, I have my opinion about Max taking the fastest lap last race. Max was on the radio with the team principal Horner, and he said, "So, what about the fastest lap?" And Christian said, "Oh, we're not concerned about the fastest lap." And Max says, "I am, but I am, So, and he took it. He went to go get it. So anyway, yeah, okay. I might be a typical media person. I might. And there's rain on the camera, but now they're done. So what do we got? 2+ hours. I think I start at 12:45. So we got 2 hours, 10 minutes. So hopefully the rain will go away. That would be weird to do intermediates or wet tires for qualifying. Especially if you get half and half, especially if either qualifying 1 session or 2 session or 3 session, if someone goes out on soft or medium and then it starts raining and everybody goes to, then those couple of times are going to be way ahead of the, which, I mean, that's the luck of the draw. That's how it works. But science. I might remember how to say his name. Science. How am I going to remember that? Science. But anyway, he went off into the gravel. And he came off of it. Science. I'll never remember that. 8 hours for the Norda outbreak. Safety, he said, I think. I don't know what he said. Ooh, golly. Man, he's spinning the tires in the gravel. I don't know if these cars are worth $1 million, but I think they're worth $1 million. That gravel can kill these cars and the floor and all sorts of things. I saw that quote from Checo, but I think he said it differently. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. All right. I was thinking about Horner and the media versus Checo and the media. Yes. I did not see when Checo said it. So I ought to see that video. You're right. It's still probably not a good thing to say anyway, since you're driver number 2 and he wants to be equal. He wants to drive for a team that does not have a first driver and does not have a second driver. It currently does, and it always will be, but he wants to be treated as an equal driver. So it wouldn't be what Red Bull has done in the past has nothing to do with Checo this year. So I don't think he ought to refer, and I got to see the interview, but so the results: Verstappen number 1, Alonso number 2, Ocon number 3. Woohoo! Ocon, and then Russell, Gasly, Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, Stroll, Zhou is top 10. So that's Red Bull, Aston Martin, Alpine, Mercedes, Alpine, 2 Alpines in the top 5. Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo. Wow, 2 Alpines in top 5. That's so cool. 11th, Hülkenberg, Albon, Leclerc, Piastri, Bottas, Tsunoda, Sargent, Magnussen, De Vries, Norris, Haas, Williams, Ferrari, McLaren, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, Williams, Haas, AlphaTauri, McLaren. Wow, that's a bummer. But I understand when they dedicate resources to one driver, it gets frustrating. But Checo knew that coming to Red Bull. I see both sides. I can see why it upsets them, and I understand why they do it. Now, if Checo would just start performing, this is only 2 races, so they're 1 race to 1 race. But after 7 races, if Checo is 2 or 3 wins and Max is 4 or 5 wins, they're pretty equal. Then we can start talking about stuff. But if after 12 races, Max is 9 of them and Checo's 2, or, then they are not equal. So, he really needs to just get into the car and drive. And paying Max $50 million a year compared to Checo getting paid $12 million a year, they should put the time in the Max. and he is driver number 1, and they're Ferrari, for instance, says we do not have a number 1 driver. We, everybody's equal, and we look at each race differently, and that's, but we all know that Charles Leclerc probably is the number 1 driver. I think he definitely is. But Sainz he's close. He's a close second, but I think teams just do that. Now, Max is a little more clear. Now, Checo, I think Checo is the first driver in a long time that's probably talented enough, that has the gumption enough, that has the courage enough, that has the balls enough to take on Max. So I think it's great that it's him in the driver's seat now. But, he can't. Anyway, I'm going to go listen to but he can't. You can't complain about Red Bull forever. You just drive. But anyway, I think that would be a good, after 6 or 7 or 8 races, if they're 2 or 3 to 4 or 5 or 3 or 4, they're really close. That's close. But if after, like I said, if after 12 races, they're 2 or 3 to 7 or 8, they're not close. So, and every driver in the world has excuses for all their losses. You know, they all have excuses, but I'm not saying Checo's coming up with excuses, but he's just got to drive. He's just got to kick butt and drive. So, but you know, Christian Horner he's the team principal. You don't, regardless of what Checo said, he should have immediately gone up to Christian Horner and said, have you seen this yet? Here's my device. Watch it live. Know this before you get interviewed. That's what he should have done, regardless of what he said and how he said it. Get it to Christian Horner instead of Christian being caught off guard. That's what Christian was upset about. I mean, and the quote probably, but so that's what I would have done if I was Checo. I would have ran that device to him immediately and said, hey, I don't know if you just saw my interview, but this is what I just said. So here, listen to it. Not groveling, you know, not asking for his permission, just give it to him. Max Verstappen is for sure the faster driver, for sure the fastest driver on the grid right now. He is the best. He is the best. Now, you know, if all cars were equal, you know, is Lewis Hamilton faster than him? Probably, maybe. We don't know because their cars aren't the same. And Fernando Alonso, I don't know if that air is going to be ever let out of his balloon, but I think right now he could win 1 or 2 or 3 races out of the whole season or whatever. So, I mean, you know, there's anyway, he's not the best, but yeah, I would say Max is the faster driver. And you did say the fastest driver on the grid right now. You didn't say the best, but yeah, it'd be let's go Checo. I don't like dominations. I don't like dynasties. I like it to be fair. And that's not going to happen. Max is going to, I mean, you know, after the first race, people are like, will Max win 23 races? I mean, who even discusses that? Who even discusses, is he going to win 23 races? That's impossible. He's going to have one tire blow. He's going to have a power unit that he has to replace. There's, you know, I mean, that's ridiculous. But, but will he win 12 or 13 or 14 or 15? Maybe. I mean, I haven't decided yet. I think the most, I don't know. I think the last year was the record. He did 16 or something. I forget what he did, but, you know, he will probably have 12, 13, 14, 15, you know, plenty of races. And Checo will probably have 2 or 3 or 4, but, you know, I want him to get the same car. I want him to get good brakes. How could, you know, this session not have the right brakes that he wanted? I mean, they had 2 free practices and this was the 3rd free practice. What testing did they do? Did they forget to test the brakes? I don't know. I'm concerned. Anyway, okay. I said I was going to end, you know, head out. So Christian, thank you so much for being here. Let me do my usual. I'm going to type that so I can show that my comments stick around. So thank you, Christian, and everyone. See you later. Yeah, well, let's so if cars are equal, I think Max would still be faster. I think he would still beat Lewis Hamilton, but I think that's because of Lewis's mind. I think Lewis is suffering of not doing so well so lately. But he's probably, I don't know how to describe it. Lewis is proud, and I don't like Lewis at all. I really did like him when he was always winning. Now that he's an underdog, I'm like, yeah, I want him to start winning, or I want it to be equal. So I don't care who wins, just someone. But yeah, I think Lewis is probably a more talented driver, but I think his mental is not there. So yeah, I think Max would still be faster. I agree with you. I think you're completely right. Absolutely. So, okay. So I'm going to hit end broadcast twice, and then comments will keep going. And then I'll check my 8 destinations or, platforms that I broadcast to. And then when I'm done with that, I would hit leave studio. And at that time, the comments stop. So just to give you a heads up on that. So, all right, Christian, thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback and your comments. And thank you so much. I really appreciate having you here. I forget words and forget all sorts of stuff and miss things. And so thank you so much. And to talk about, the fastest drivers and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. All right, Christian. So, okay. And everybody else. So end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. And then I have to hit it again. So end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. And comments going to keep working. So 3, 2, 1.